So, hello, Ron, or should I call you Kozan? Nice to have you on the show, Kazane Sound of the Wind. And I love calling you I'm going to call you Kozan for today. And so Kozan is the creator of the Jedi Playbook. And I met him through our sensei, Zen Takai. So he's a fellow Bushido student. And Kozan, thank you for being with me today. And I'm so excited to hear about your story. Kozan also had me on his podcast last year. Was it last year, I think? And I'll put that in the link as well. And yeah, can you talk to us a little bit about how the Jedi Playbook came to be? And then later we'll talk a little bit about working with Sensei, if that's okay with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, of course, first. Thank you.
Absolutely. So my name is Ron, or Kozan, my samurai name. I started the Jedi Playbook because I was lacking any kind of spirituality in my life.
When did it start?
So this would have been winter, so December of 2020, going into 2021.
That's very recent.
Very recent. Very recent.
Oh.
I was raised Roman Catholic. My family's Italian. I grew up going to church all the time, but it never really resonated the way Star Wars did for me. I'd been a Star Wars fan my entire life, and my parents were big Star Wars fans too. So they kind of imparted that into me. I purchased a book called The Jedi Path, and it just sat on my shelf for years. I think I actually bought it in college, and I never read it, but I just thought it looked cool.
It does.
All the while, my mother was battling cancer, and so I was seeking spiritual comfort. And so I opened the book and read it, and then it was like something just clicked. I was like, okay, this is how I can contextualize spirituality. This is helpful. And from there, I started January of 2021. I didn't even have an Instagram account for it yet. I just, on my own, did 30 days of I'm going to try to live as close as I can to how a Jedi would live. So I meditated every day. I followed, I read the Jedi Code, very similar to the Reiki, the 5 Reiki affirmations. And it was through doing that 30 days that I kind of it was really powerful. It changed my life. I exercised every day. I didn't recognize myself at the end of it. I also did it in conjunction with NoFap. So that was important also.
With what?
NoFap is the anti pornography, anti-masturbation thing. It's it resets your mind for exactly.
So who's the author of the book?
The book, I believe, is written by Daniel Wallace, but it doesn't say that anywhere in the actual pages. It's literally written from there are Jedi who make annotations in there, so it's from the perspective of these characters. It's fascinating.
Okay, that's an interesting resource. So it's written it's not a novel, or is it more like a self-help type format, or
the subtitle of it is The Jedi Path, a manual for students of the Force.
Okay.
So it's really cool, and
that sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent of that book. If I were to teach a course, that would be the textbook. Absolutely.
You should.
I'm working on it. I literally just put up the website yesterday. JediPlaybook.com is live. Yes. JediPlaybook.com, where you can find this book. You can find a link on Amazon to this book.
Okay.
You can find just a quick reference guide for the parameters if somebody wants to do the Jedi Lifestyle Challenge themselves. And then there's a few other goodies on there. But
wow. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear there's a rainstorm? Can you hear it?
Barely, not even.
Okay, excellent. No. Good. I'm just making sure because we have a big monsoon rain coming in here. Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's like a cleansing. Beautiful. So you started on that path and you saw how it was changing you, and then you started. Why did you say I'm going to put this on Instagram? Just because you wanted it, you felt like it needed to be shared, or?
Yeah, I didn't want to flood my family and friends feed with Star Wars stuff. So I was like, all right, I'll make a separate account.
Separate
And I was like, what
account.
am I going to call it? And that's when it came to me. It's like, call it the Jedi Playbook. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
I love it.
how you use. These are a bunch of just tools in your toolbox that I got from Star Wars.
Yeah. And so now, how many followers do you have on the Jedi Playbook?
9,500.
That's pretty amazing in like a short time, right?
Just over a year.
Yeah, that's insane.
Just over a year.
Yeah. Well, there's so many, people interested in that, and so now, okay, great. That's how. Is that how you met Sensei? Also, is it through that Instagram account? Okay, let's hear about that.
So this was, I think, around like July or August of last year, and I saw it came up in my feed, and he's awesome. Like he's a samurai master. Like there's nothing else. Like you just see him move.
For those who don't know, we have the same teacher. We're learning Bushido together, which is the path of the samurai, and of course the Star Wars takes a lot from Bushido, and I didn't know this at first, but now I do. And so yeah, go ahead, Ron. Sorry for interrupting you.
So there's a lot of Jedi and samurai parallels.
Yeah.
I noticed his stuff. He was liking my stuff also. He's a Star Wars fan.
He is.
So like, okay, all right. And then one day I was like, all right, do you offer, like, I think he posted that he offers lessons. So I was like, yes, I want to take a lesson with you. Let's do it.
And when was this? Like around
this
August?
Was August. Yeah. I think I gave it. So like, I'm a Leo. It was like a birthday gift to myself. I was like, all right, I'm going to take a lesson.
So we have the same time frame with Sensei. I contacted in August last year, and I started in September. So we have the same. Okay, I love the parallels. Okay. And so you started working with him, and
so I started training. I did a month of training, and then my mom passed away in September of last year, and so I kind of like fell off the wagon. Got my footing, started again. Got COVID over the holidays, had to stop. And so it was 3 little like blips of like start and stop again.
And when did we connect? When did you did your Reiki with me?
That was
after all that.
I can't remember. It was after all that. Yeah.
After all that. Okay.
Yeah. It was I think it was in the new year.
Okay.
I think it was actually in like maybe February. It was February of 2022. Yeah, it was February this year.
Wow, that went by fast.
I believe. I know. It's crazy.
Like last month? No, that's not possible. Wait. Okay, I'll have to look that up.
Or possibly January.
I
think. But
recently, very recently.
And then all the while, my significant other is Mexican. And so we had actually planned a trip to Mexico prior to the pandemic hitting, and it got canceled.
So this was okay, got it.
So what happened was I had vouchers for flights to Mexico with me and my significant other they're like, they're going to expire this year. We got to use them. And it just happened to coincide with when Sensei was in Mexico. So I went down to visit the family of my significant other, my basically future in-laws. And then I had the opportunity to visit Sensei in Tulum.
How could you not?
Yeah, seriously. Like it was all too perfect. It just, everything clicked, everything.
So how, because I've never been to Mexico. I haven't been yet. And so how, is that like a plane ride away from?
It was far. It's on the complete opposite end. So Tulum is on the Yucatan Peninsula near the Gulf. And where I was visiting was just northwest of Mexico City.
Okay, so you did
so like central northwest.
All right. So how long were you in Tulum?
3 days.
3 days. So please tell me, like, I want to hear the detailed description of your meeting with Sensei for the first time.
All right. So he's like, come to dinner
Yeah.
the first night you arrive,
Yeah.
and I will give you your samurai name.
Oh
So I'm
my
like,
God. Wait, so was this
okay.
something you had discussed before?
Yeah,
Or?
so prior to that, he was like, you know, you've earned your samurai name.
Oh,
I'm going to give you 3 options.
yeah.
You choose.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember the other 2. The one that
Yeah.
just like immediately, there it is. Kozan stood out. So I was like, it's Kozan. That's my name.
Excellent. Excellent.
So he's like, okay, I'll give you the meaning and I'll give
Yeah.
you your name when I see you.
Yeah.
So it's this Japanese restaurant in Tulum
Of course.
where he actually teaches classes on like Saturday mornings and
He
stuff.
teaches in a Japanese. Okay.
So it's this kind of like outdoor space, like a gravel floor. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, really awesome. I get there and he's like, what you would expect. He's dressed like a samurai. He dressed like a samurai always. Like he's a samurai. So he gave me a hug. I didn't know at first. Like I went in for a handshake.
Really?
He's like, no, okay. So he gave me a hug. His wife was there. And he's like, all right, here's the ceremony. Here's your name. He gave me this. Hang on. Do you mind if I go grab it?
Please.
And I'll show you the stuff. Okay, all right.
Of course.
It's standing on. It's over my piano here. I brought my my digital piano. All right, here we go. Show and tell. That is my name.
Yeah, Kozan.
And he gave me an explanation. He said that Ko means either lion or tiger, and Zan means mountain. And there was a more thorough explanation that I have on video that I have to upload at some point. And then he gave me this as a symbol. Yeah. Yes. And then we drank sake.
Okay, yeah.
And it was incredible sake. Do you know much about sake?
No, I don't. But when for my naming ceremony, I asked a friend to help me select a proper sake, and so it was delicious. It was delicious. Yeah. So what about, was Sensei selected? Obviously, he selected it like from the restaurant or something.
The meal was incredible. It was like a special menu for this evening. God. And it was like just a whole bunch of stuff. It was Mexican fusion with like Japanese also. Like It was unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable. And so the sake was daiginjo, which is the highest level. So there are different levels of polish on the rice. Daiginjo is the highest. It's like the cleanest tasting and usually the most expensive.
Right.
But like it was incredible.
Super
and
smooth,
yeah. Oh my God.
So you're converted to sake.
Still good. Yeah, I'm good. I need to now visit Japan and visit like sake breweries.
Sake breweries.
That I've not lost my taste for. That I can still
interesting, right? That's so interesting. That yeah. Anyway, so your naming ceremony. Wow, yeah.
And so the naming ceremony was the first night. The second day, he teaches at this like wellness spiritual
wait, hold
thing.
On for 1 second. I want to know what was going on like inside of you this whole time.
Oh my God. I think I said like 3 words to begin with. I was completely speechless.
Really?
Because of like
I can't imagine you speechless.
I was just processing. I was just sitting there like
in awe,
smiling like a kid and like just taking it all in. And yeah, it was unbelievable. It was seriously, that was like made the trip. Made
it all worth it. Yeah. Okay. So then the next day was your first in-person training, right? So for those who don't know, we train online over Zoom.
Yeah, through Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Sensei's amazing. Like his classes are so powerful. But of course, I can imagine it's different in person. So please do tell.
So the first thing we did was just a very simple exercise, stand facing each other and just raise the swords and bring them down, right?
Yeah. So facing each other, right?
And just like we're a mirror. is what he kept
Yeah.
saying. Just mirror. We're a mirror.
Mirroring. Yeah.
For some reason, I was not like in the best mindset. Like it wasn't, I wasn't, our energies were off.
Not
So he's like, all
mirroring.
right, fine. Exactly. It wasn't the point of the exercise. It was not fulfilling that. So the first thing he did was, he was like, all right. He shook my hand and he's like, all right, we're connected, right? So connect our chi.
So
And
no,
then he
no bookends.
slowly, oh yeah, so boken down, shake
Boken
hands,
down.
right? Connect, right? Connect. That, imagine the energies connecting, right? So then we grab the boken and he starts doing just this exercise, just like simple cutting, left and right, left and right, left and right.
Okay.
And he goes faster and faster and faster and faster. And without even noticing it, I was just completely mirroring him, faster, 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 and then slower. And then from that point on, we were in sync.
Okay.
And like it completely changed. Like my mindset changed. The exercise made sense.
Wow.
It was incredible.
How many
then,
times did you get to train with them? Because you were only there 3 days, so you got to do twice. Yeah. Okay. I want to hear about that exercise that went viral. You know, that was reposted by the other like Bushido. You know, the one when he's cutting from behind. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. All right. So that is. People think it's BS. But
I know. I saw the comments.
Have you seen the comments?
I was like, oh, there's a mirror. They told them to count to 10, and I'm like, I wanted so much to be like, you guys don't know. You've never worked with Sensei. You wouldn't be saying this, but I'm like, drop it. Just drop it.
Haters gonna hate.
No, but it's because it's so amazing, right? That I mean, people don't realize what we can do, what we're capable of with focus.
Seriously.
Yeah. So, you know, whatever, like in time, maybe they will discover, but please tell me about that exercise.
So I didn't know what was happening at first because he sat down. He's like, sit next to me. So I'm like, all right, fine. Sit cross-legged with the boken across your lap, right? Grabbing it like that. And then he's like, all right, you're going to do this. I'm like, okay, fine. So he stands up and then stands behind me. And he's like, all right. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. He's like, first with sound. So he's like, all right. So as he strikes, he makes a sound.
Like a TI. Yeah.
Exactly. Progressively, he gets quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. We're on the beach in Tulum. It's windy. So after like the third time, I can't hear anything.
Oh, the wind was that loud?
The wind was loud, yeah. It was very windy. I don't know if they kept the sound from the video, but on mine, I have it. All you hear is the wind.
Okay, I didn't really notice the sound.
Hear anything else?
I'll listen to it again.
It's pretty windy. So by the like third or fourth time, I can't hear him, and then he stopped making noise anyway. And he has such control. You know, I didn't get hit, but like I just felt it, you know, get on the top of my head when he stopped making noise. But I got it like the third or fourth time because I was getting all amped up. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He's like, no, you need to relax, like empty your mind, meditate, whatever. Just sky element.
Catch the sensitive feeling.
Exactly. Catch the feeling. And so 1 out of like, I don't know how many, once he stopped making noise, I got. And that was enough of an accomplishment for me.
Amazing. That was so beautiful. Yeah. So you know what my samurai name means, right?
The sound of the wind.
Yeah. I wanted to be a part of that experience. So
you were. The wind was everywhere.
Yeah, I had FOMO, so I had to be like, oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah.
So I told you he wants to do a retreat to Tsushima Island in Japan, right?
Yeah,
with like
he's had one before, right?
Students. Well, he's gone several times.
No, but
I don't know if he's brought students.
A retreat, yeah, okay. Because I know he's had retreats like in Poland or in Europe. But he did mention Tsushima. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that, and that would be really, really fun.
Yeah. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Ah, wow. Well, thank you for sharing about that experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Are you still continuing with Sensei online at the moment?
Yes, I had I had only one lesson since I've been here,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna resume regular training again.
Right.
And
What would you say was the thing that you learned the most from working with them in person versus online?
the importance of emptiness, the importance of the sky element, and not letting thought or mind or body supersede spiritual
Hmm.
calmness, I guess. Just that, like, letting,
Hmm.
just using the force, you know,
Mm,
centering, emptying, and utilizing that,
mm.
because I so rarely get an opportunity to like apply the training, like with the
Exactly.
sensitivity training when it's gonna strike from behind, like
Yeah.
you can't do that on your own. um
Mm.
and it just reinforced the everything that I've been learning from when I started the Jedi
Mm.
Playbook, also all together.
Mm. How do you feel that learning about Bushido and also Reiki has affected your interpretation of what it is to be a Jedi and walking the path of the Jedi?
It has reinforced the importance of practice, and
Mm.
to make things a routine and to devote time to it,
Mm.
because if you don't, it doesn't happen. um Keeping track, so like keeping a journal, that, like,
Mm.
if you can't measure something, you can't track it, you don't notice your progress you've made, and you can't look back and see how far you've come.
Mm.
um that particularly with the Reiki stuff, and just
So
what I
you
was
were able
experiencing,
to keep track?
I was able to see common themes
Mm.
in what I was pulling, what I was experiencing in meditation, what I was experiencing in life, even what I was pulling from my cards. I love tarot cards. I love oracle decks. And
Nice.
um, it yeah, it gave me a greater appreciation for that, and just the importance um, of dedication, of
Mm.
being,
Yeah,
taking
personal
responsibility for it.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed you had a Jedi card deck, or is it an Oracle deck?
Yeah, so I have the hardest time remembering the tarot meanings, and I wanted to make a deck that I could use without having to look up card meanings.
So you made that
And
deck?
I made the deck myself. Yes.
Oh my, is it for sale?
Yeah, at JediPlaybook.com. It's one of the
Oh,
links on there.
okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
amazing.
do you want me to pull you like a three
Yes,
card
I would
little
love one.
spread?
I would love one.
Okay,
I
yeah.
would love one.
Here we go.
Ah,
Here we go.
Kozan. Because I always see it on your stories. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I didn't know that you made it and that you were selling it. It's really cool.
There's also, like, ideally, in theory, any Star Wars fan, if you've seen the movies, should be able to use the deck without the use of, like, looking up the card
Guide.
meanings. But I put a
Yeah.
little, like, small little guide there. So three
Love
cards:
it.
past, present, future, or like situation, obstacle, advice. What do
Hmm.
you like?
I think past, present, future.
Future.
Please.
All right. I'm gonna rifle through the deck like this. You tell me when to stop.
All
So I'll
right.
go slow.
Stop.
Past, power.
Oh. Yep.
Present, willpower. Oh, and
A
future.
lot of power.
Ooh. The trial of
Trial of
insight.
insight. Ooh, tell me about that.
All right. So traditionally, there were 5 Jedi trials assessed by the council. Skill, lightsaber combat, spirit, facing the mirror, the Jungian shadow, like going within, facing your demons. Trial of courage, trial of the flesh, which is all about pain, whether physical, emotional, whatever. And then the trial of insight is usually the last one because it involves seeing through lies. And usually, well, at least what I've found is it's seeing through the lies I tell myself more than anything else,
Oh, so like
more than it is
discernment.
seeing lies through. Exactly. Yes.
Wow. And it's a final trial?
That's usually the final
Oh
trial.
my
Yeah.
God. How ominous. No,
But
but
I
it
mean,
means I'm ready for it.
you are. You are. That the trial
Whatever
of
it
insight
is.
is in your future. You are, if anyone is a Jedi, you are definitely a real life Jedi. You're a Reiki master, you're a Bushido student. Like what more could you ask for?
Wow. Oh, thank you for those cards. Thank you for-
Welcome.
I will prepare myself for my trial of insight.
You're already ready.
What about the other 2 cards, Kozan? How do
Um,
you, can you say
so
anything about them?
the
What's the
power,
difference between, yeah, that power and willpower? How do you interpret that?
willpower is the force of will. It's really more about exercising your desire,
Mm-mm-mm.
exercising your
Determination.
exactly.
Determination.
Yeah. Power is more about, it's not necessarily power over people,
Hmm.
but it's any kind of power or ability that you could that you consider. So like your Reiki abilities, so that's a power you have.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
the power to heal. Um, your
Ah,
skill
okay. Okay.
as in swordsmanship, that is a power you have.
Okay.
Also just personal power, uh, self-empowerment, like you're a Reiki master, you're a spiritual leader. I mean, for lack of a better term, you're absolutely a spiritual leader. I think that the fact that it appears in your past is that you've, I'm sorry if I'm taking this too far, but like
No,
it's coming
I'm
to me.
curious. I would love to
So
hear.
the way I see this and the way I interpret this 3-card spread is you worked to discover and
Mm.
attain your own personal power. You are now exercising your will to assert that power in the world. And because of that, you will pass your trial of insight and you will have the discernment to, attain mastery.
Mm. Arigatou gozaimasu.
You're welcome.
Beautiful reading. Wow, that's perfect. It's also Aries new moon this week. So Aries brings
Oh, you're
a lot of that
right.
power and new chapters and wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you and I are starting a new chapter, my life chapter, new location and new energy, new insights. So anyway, that was really, really beautiful. I'm so glad we had this moment to catch up. I know you've been busy traveling and moving, and I hope we get a chance to see each other in person, maybe with Sensei on Tsushima Island,
That would be amazing.
in divine timing, or wherever in Mexico, in the US. So I'll be traveling there. Yeah. All
It
right.
will
Thank
happen when it is
you.
meant to.
Yes. Yeah, I completely trust in that. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you.
Kozan-san.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.